Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night to a strange noise and wondered, what on earth is my cat doing? That sudden crash, a faint rustle, or a mournful meow coming from the darkness is a feeling almost every cat owner knows all too well. Today, we're uncovering one of the most mysterious and bizarre things your furry little predator does while you're sound asleep. And trust me, it's not just about the zoomies or knocking things off your nightstand. We're going much deeper, into ancient instincts and the secret language of your pet. We're going to break down an entire set of nightly rituals that your cat considers its most important job. After this video, you'll never look at your cat's midnight quirks the same way again. By the way, jump into the comments right now and tell me, what's the weirdest thing you've ever caught your cat doing at night? I'd love to read your stories. Before we dive into the main mystery, let's get the basics down. Why are cats so active at night anyway? Most people think they're nocturnal, but that's not quite right. Cats are actually crepuscular predators. This means their peak activity happens at dawn and dusk. This was the exact time their wild ancestors would go out to hunt, right when their prey was most vulnerable. Your cozy house cat might look like a lazy, fluffy loaf during the day, but genetically, they are still a perfect killing machine programmed for this specific schedule. When you turn off the lights and drift off, that's when the real fun begins for your cat. The silence and the shadows are their natural element. Their internal clock is telling them, time to get to work. And this work is exactly what we're breaking down today into 20 fascinating components. This isn't just random chaos. It's a highly structured routine rooted in thousands of years of evolution. It all begins with that first step, the start of the nightly patrol. As the house settles into silence and your breathing grows slow and steady, your cat's internal clock kicks in. She wakes up, gives a long stretch, and begins her primary duty, the nocturnal rounds. This isn't just a walk born of boredom, it's a serious mission. She methodically scouts every room and every corner, peering under sofas and chairs. Her movements become fluid and silent, like a predator on the hunt. She's checking to see if everything is in its place, or if anything new or potentially dangerous has entered her territory. In this moment, she isn't just your cute pet. She's a stern guardian, the chief of security for your home. This ritual gives her a sense of control and confidence. She must ensure the perimeter is secure before moving on to the rest of her nightly business. Think of her as a professional security guard making their rounds. That is exactly what your cat is doing the moment you drift off. It's a fundamental instinct, hardwired into her DNA. The next phase of the patrol is all about marking boundaries. You've likely seen your cat rubbing their cheeks, forehead and sides against the furniture, the door frames, or even your legs. During the day, it looks like a simple show of affection, but at night, this ritual takes on a strategic purpose. Cats have specialized glands that secrete pheromones, their own unique scent signature. When a cat rubs against an object, they are leaving behind an autograph. To another animal, that scent says one thing: I live here. This is my territory. During their nightly rounds, they refresh these markers. It's like raising flags across their domain, checking old scents and laying down fresh ones to re-establish their status as the one in charge. This process is deeply calming for a cat, creating a familiar environment where they feel completely secure. If you've had guests over or brought home something new, your cat will be especially thorough, reclaiming every surface to neutralize outside smells and restore their own. It's not just about being sweet, it's a vital job to maintain their territory and their peace of mind. Once the marking is done, the real detective work begins. A cat's nose is a precision instrument, many times more powerful than our own. At night, as visual information fades, their sense of smell takes center stage. During their patrol, they scan the air and surfaces, decoding every layer of data gathered throughout the day. A cat can tell who visited the house, what you brought home in your shopping bags, exactly where a fly landed, and even how you were feeling. Each leaves a unique scent trail. They might linger by your shoes to study the aromas of the outside world, or meticulously sniff the trash to piece together the day's events. For them, this is like scrolling through the morning news. They have to stay informed about everything happening in their territory. Any new or unfamiliar scent requires a full investigation. It's a pure survival instinct. A new smell could represent prey, or it could be a threat. This nightly scent inspection is an essential ritual, keeping them safe and fully aware of the world around them. Now let's talk about one of the most mysterious cat habits, hunting invisible prey. Picture this. You're lying in bed when suddenly your cat freezes, staring intently into an empty corner. Then, out of nowhere, they make a lightning-fast pounce into the void. Your first thought might be, "Great, my cat sees ghosts." But before you get spooked, let's look at the facts. Cats perceive the world much differently than we do. Their eyes are perfectly adapted for low light, making them hypersensitive to the slightest movements. Where you see a blank wall, your cat sees a potential battlefield. It could be a tiny speck of dust dancing in a moonbeam, a flickering shadow from a car passing outside, or a microscopic spider you didn't even know was there. Beyond that, these phantom hunts are often just a way to practice. Your cat is honing its natural predatory skills, stalking, chasing, and pouncing. Think of it as a workout at the gym. They're running mental simulations to stay sharp and keep their bodies in peak condition. Their brains and bodies are hardwired for this. So, when your cat squares off against an invisible enemy, they aren't communicating with the spirit world. They're simply following an ancient instinct programmed by nature to always be ready for the hunt. For a night sentinel, controlling the high ground is everything. Ever wonder why your cat is so determined to scale the tallest wardrobe, the fridge, or the highest bookshelf in the middle of the night? The answer is simple. These are the ultimate vantage points. In the wild, their ancestors relied on trees and rocky outcrops to spot prey and stay ahead of danger. Height provides a clear strategic edge. From above, they have a full view of their territory while remaining practically invisible. This instinct is hardwired into our domestic pets. When your cat climbs to the top of a cabinet, they effectively become a sniper in a watchtower. From that height, they can calmly survey the entire room, feeling completely secure. In the darkness, as their senses sharpen, this position becomes the perfect surveillance hub. They can lie there for hours, barely twitching an ear, yet fully aware of every movement. This is their command center, a personal lookout where they carry out their silent mission to guard the home, while their big and clumsy humans are fast asleep. Let's talk about those mysterious nighttime sounds, what we might call night reports, or vocalizations. Many cats tend to find their voice once the sun goes down. It's rarely just a standard meow, though. You might hear short, guttural chirps, purring in an empty room, or even full-blown midnight concerts. So, what's the story? Vocalization is actually a sophisticated communication tool. When your cat starts talking to the darkness, there are usually a few reasons behind it. First, it could be a patrol report. It's as if she's telling herself, or any other pets in the house, "All clear here, sector secured." Second, it might just be boredom or a bid for your attention. Cats know that when the world goes quiet at night, their voice carries much further. Sometimes it's an invitation to play, and other times it's a demand for a late-night snack. Then there's that distinct chattering you might hear by the window. That's pure hunting instinct, a reaction to seeing a moth or a bird outside the glass. Every sound has its own specific meaning. It's simply her way of checking in with the world while everyone else is fast asleep. All right, let's dive into one of those funny and seemingly inexplicable habits. The way cats rearrange small objects. You go to bed with your favourite pen on the desk, only to find it under the sofa the next morning. Sound familiar? Well, it turns out this isn't just random mischief. For your cat, it's a vital way of asserting control over their territory. Think about it from their perspective. You're a tiny predator, and your home is your personal hunting ground. Every object is a feature of the landscape. When your cat bats at a pen, a sock, or a toy mouse, they're essentially doing a bit of miniature terraforming. They're testing the object's physical properties, how it slides, what sound it makes when it hits the floor, and even how it smells. It's a way for them to sharpen their coordination and better understand the physics of their world. Plus, by moving an object, they leave their scent behind, marking it as vetted. It's like pinning flags on a map. Sometimes it's also about the thrill of the hunt. A stationary object is boring, but once it starts skittering across the floor under a paw, it turns into prey to be chased. So, the next time you find a bottle cap tucked inside your shoe, don't think of it as a mess. Think of it as the result of a very thorough nightly inventory. Another quirk of feline behaviour is the weak spot check. Ever wonder why your cat relentlessly scratches at closed doors, especially the one to your bedroom or bathroom? It's easy to assume they just want to be let in, but it's actually more complex than that. To a cat, a closed door isn't just an inconvenience, it's a breach in the integrity of their domain. As territorial animals, they can't stand the idea that a part of their territory is off-limits. During their nightly patrols, they feel a deep-seated need to inspect every boundary, including the ones we've created. By scratching at the door, they are testing its reliability. They're asking themselves, is there a threat hiding behind it? Has something changed? It's an instinctive drive to maintain total control over their environment. On top of that, they know you're in there, and you are their pack. They need to be certain you're okay. For a cat, a closed door is a barrier separating them from a vital part of their world. They simply have to ensure that this barrier isn't a threat and that everything on the other side is peaceful. In their own persistent, slightly annoying way, it's actually a display of care and responsibility. When you share your home with more than one cat, nighttime is when the true social order is established. During the day, under your watchful eye, your pets might be on their best behaviour, following the house rules. No, once the big boss falls asleep, a different set of laws takes over. In the quiet of the night, subtle power struggles begin. What looks like a simple game of tag is often a calculated display of strength and agility. This is when the hierarchy is settled. They decide who claims the highest lookout point and who gets priority at the water bowl. They might even patrol the territory in shifts, passing the torch to one another. Their communication is invisible to us in the dark, a silent language of intense stares, ear positions, and tail flicks. It's a complex social dynamic, hidden by the shadows. So if you have several cats, know this. While you're dreaming, a full-scale political drama is unfolding right under your roof. It is a world of shifting alliances and quiet battles for authority, all played out to maintain balance and order in their little feline society. Now let's talk about the bowl inspection. You might wonder, what's so strange about a cat checking its food? But it's the way they do it that's so telling. Even if their bowl is overflowing and their water is fresh, a cat will still wander over several times a night just to give everything a thorough sniff. They might even paw at the kibble without taking a single bite. This isn't about hunger. It's a deep-seated instinct for resource management. In the wild, food and water are matters of survival. A predator has to constantly monitor their stash and guard it against competitors. Your domestic cat is simply following that same ancient drive to patrol their warehouse. They're making sure the food is still there, that it's safe, and that no one else has laid claim to it. You might even see them trying to bury the bowl by scratching at the floor around it. This is another echo of their wild past, hiding the remains of a kill so other predators won't find it. So, those midnight inspections aren't just a quirky habit. They're serious business. By managing their strategic reserves, your cat gains a vital sense of stability and security. And there they are, the legendary late-night zoomies, that sudden, frantic dash across the house in the dead of night that makes you bolt upright in bed. Is it a momentary lapse of sanity? Not at all. There's actually a scientific reason behind it. During the day, house cats spend most of their time sleeping and storing up energy. A predator's body is designed for short, explosive bursts of activity, like chasing, pouncing, and wrestling. If they don't burn off that fuel during the day, it all comes out at night during their natural peak of activity. That pent-up energy simply needs an outlet, and it manifests as these wild sprints. Your cat might tear from room to room, bounce off the walls, and leap onto the furniture, perfectly mimicking a high-speed hunt. It's a completely normal and healthy way for them to blow off steam and keep their muscles toned. Think of it as kitty cardio. So, the next time you hear that midnight thumping, don't be alarmed. Your pet is just getting in a high-intensity workout to stay a happy, healthy predator, even within the safety of four walls. It's one of those moments that's both heartwarming and a little bit spooky, waking up in the dark to see two glowing eyes fixed right on you. There's your cat, sitting silently by the bed, just watching. But why do they do it? Rest assured, it's not some sinister ritual. It's actually a sign of deep affection and a sense of duty. In a cat colony, members take turns standing guard while the others sleep. To your cat, you're a vital member of the family, but also a bit of a helpless one. When you're asleep, you're at your most vulnerable. So, your cat steps up as your personal protector. She's monitoring your breathing, scanning the room, and making sure you're safe. It's the ultimate gesture of care. She's your tiny bodyguard, pulling the night shift to make sure nothing happens to you. So, if you catch that intense stare in the middle of the night, don't be spooked. Just know that you're under the watchful eye of a very small but very dedicated guardian. It's the middle of the night and suddenly you feel it, the soft, rhythmic padding of tiny paws. This is what many call making biscuits or kneading. But why exactly do they do it? This habit is rooted in their very first days of life. Newborn kittens need their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow while nursing. For them, this reflex is deeply tied to feelings of absolute comfort, safety, and maternal love. When an adult cat needs you, a soft blanket, or a pillow, they are essentially drifting back to their happiest kittenhood memories. It's a moment of pure bliss and a sign of ultimate trust. By doing this to you, your cat is showing that they see you as a mother figure, their primary source of warmth and protection. Often this ritual is accompanied by a loud, steady purr. So, if your cat wakes you up this way, try not to be annoyed. In their own language, they're telling you, I love you and I feel completely safe and at peace with you. It's truly one of the most intimate and trusting gestures a cat can share. Imagine waking up to find your cat's favourite toy mouse, a ball, or even your own sock right on your pillow. What's the deal with these strange offerings? Well, it's more than just a simple gift. It's actually a mix of hunting instinct and genuine care. In the wild, mother cats bring back injured prey to teach their kittens how to hunt. It's their way of saying, here's your dinner, now you've finished the job. When your cat drops their prey in your bed, they actually see you as a giant, clumsy member of the family who can't fend for themselves. They're sharing their trophies to teach you the basics of survival. It's a huge compliment. Your cat is worried you're going hungry while you sleep, so they're bringing you a meal. To them, that toy isn't just a plaything, it's a fresh catch. So next time you receive one of these gifts, don't get annoyed. Instead, take a moment to thank them for the hunting lesson and for making sure you don't starve. The night is a theatre of shadows, and your cat is both its star performer and its most captive audience. Moonlight filtering through the window, the sweep of passing headlights, or the flicker of a street lamp, these create shifting patterns on the walls and floors that turn the room into a playground. Their vision is perfectly tuned to catch even the slightest movement in the dark. Every dancing shadow and every glint of light becomes a potential target. A cat might sit motionless for hours, mesmerised by the play of light, only to suddenly pounce on the shadow of a swaying branch. To us, it looks like they're chasing nothing, but to them, it's a thrilling, high-stakes hunt. This kind of play is vital for building reflexes, improving coordination, and keeping their hunting instincts sharp. It's a safe and simple way for them to satisfy their predatory drive without ever leaving the house. These midnight shadow games are more than just entertainment. They are essential for your little predator's mental and physical well-being. It's their personal cinema and their gym, all rolled into one. Have you ever found your cat snoozing in the most bizarre places? In the bathroom sink, an empty box, buried in a pile of laundry, or even in a flower pot? They often pick these strange spots for a quick nap at night, right in the middle of their patrols. But why? A cat's choice of a sleeping spot is driven by two main instincts: safety and comfort. Enclosed spaces like boxes or drawers create a den effect, making them feel protected from all sides. And while a sink might look uncomfortable to us, its smooth, cool surface and curved shape actually cradle their body perfectly. Plus, from the bathroom sink, a cat can keep a watchful eye on yet another strategic room in the house. Temperature plays a role too. Think cool tiles in the summer and a warm stack of sweaters in the winter. So the next time you see your cat curled up in an impossible position, just know they've found their perfect sanctuary to recharge before heading back out on duty. As the first rays of sunlight break through, your cat's behaviour undergoes a dramatic transformation. The night shift is ending, and the morning ritual begins. This is their second peak of activity, a time when cats are naturally most energetic. The quiet, focused guardian of the night suddenly becomes persistent and demanding. She might meow loudly, pounce on the bed, headbutt you, or gently tap your face with her paw. So what's happening? She's trying to wake you up, and she has some very good reasons for it. First, her internal clock is ringing. After a successful night of hunting, even if it was purely imaginary, it is officially time for breakfast. Second, she's looking for connection. After spending the night on solo duty, she's ready for affection and attention. By waking you up, she's re-establishing your social bond and making sure the household is ready for the day ahead. It's essentially a changing of the guard. Her night watch is over, and now it's your turn to take over. She's incredibly insistent because, to her, the transition from night to day is a strict and unbreakable routine. It's important to remember that your cat's nighttime activity is closely tied to your own routine. Cats are true creatures of habit, and they're surprisingly good at adapting to our schedules. If you go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, your cat will naturally sync its internal clock with yours, keeping its late-night escapades within predictable limits. On the other hand, a chaotic schedule often leads to more unpredictable behaviour. How you spend your evening also makes a big difference. Spending 15 to 20 minutes in active play, using a wand toy or a laser pointer, is a great way to help them burn off pent-up energy. Once the play session is over, give them a small meal. This ritual perfectly mimics the natural hunt-eat-sleep cycle. A tired, well-fed cat is much more likely to sleep soundly through the night, meaning those midnight zoomies will become far less intense. Instead of fighting their instincts, you're simply guiding them into a rhythm that works for both of you. Have you ever wondered why cats act so strange in the middle of the night? It's often because their world is much louder than ours. A cat's hearing is nothing short of phenomenal. They pick up ultrasonic frequencies that are completely silent to the human ear. At night, when the city noise fades away, a cat starts to hear things we wouldn't even dream of. It could be a mouse scurrying behind the walls, or the hum of a refrigerator that, to them, sounds like a rumbling tractor. Even the high-pitched whine from your phone charger can be a constant buzz in their ears. The footsteps of neighbours upstairs, the whistle of wind in the vents, a distant dog barking. To a cat, these aren't just background noises, they're vital pieces of information. When your cat suddenly freezes and twitches its ears, it's not listening to the silence. It's analysing a complex sound map of your home. These sounds trigger their instincts to investigate, to hide, or even to talk back. So, those midnight antics aren't just random. They're a response to an invisible, audible world that we simply can't perceive. A world full of mysterious signals and hidden events. And finally, the most important point, your cat's nighttime behaviour is a key indicator of their overall health. As an owner, you're already familiar with your pet's usual quirks, but if you notice a sudden shift in their routine, it's a sign to pay closer attention. For example, if a cat who usually sleeps through the night suddenly becomes restless, starts crying out, or becomes unusually lethargic and loses interest in their normal habits, take note. Excessive vocalization can signal pain, anxiety, or even cognitive decline in older cats. Sudden bursts of aggression or fear at night are also red flags, and any change in how often they use the litter box is one of the most common symptoms of an underlying medical issue. By staying observant of these nighttime shifts, you can catch the first signs of trouble and consult your vet before things get worse. Remember, these weird habits aren't just personality traits. They are the way your cat communicates their physical and emotional well-being. Listen closely to what they're trying to tell you. So let's wrap things up. That one weird thing your cat does every single night isn't just some random habit. It's actually a complex series of rituals. A full-time job, really. Your cat is essentially a head of security, a detective, a strategist, and a devoted bodyguard all rolled into one. The midnight zoomies, the rearranging of your things, the perimeter checks, and even those long stares while you sleep. It's all part of a single mission, to maintain order and safety in her world. And remember, you are the center of that world. Once you realize this, those late-night antics start to look less like an annoyance and more like an act of love. Your little furball is actually a dedicated guardian watching over your home. Thanks for watching until the end. If this sounds exactly like your cat, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any more secrets from the animal kingdom. And now for the big question. What's the most unusual gift your cat has ever brought you in bed? I'll be sharing the funniest and most touching stories in one of our upcoming videos, so let me know in the comments.